Hi! Today we are going to be looking at properties of quadrilaterals. A quadrilateral is a polygon with four sides. The prefix quad means four. All quadrilaterals have four vertices. Vertices are where they connect. It's the corner. So this shape has four vertices. It has four sides and four angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are going to be looking at properties of quadrilaterals. Okay? So when we organize these into three groups, the sheet has already given us one example per group. Group 1 already has A. Group B, or Group 2 has H, and Group 3 already has E. So I have them placed out for you here. So how we are going to be grouping these is two sets of parallel lines. Two sets of parallel lines for group 1. Parallel means it is two lines that run the equal distance from each other and they will never cross each other, kind of like railroad tracks. So in group 1, we have shapes that have two sets of parallel lines. Okay? In group 2, we are looking for one set of parallel lines. Okay? And then for group 3, we are looking for 0 sets of parallel lines. So group 3 will not have any. Group 2 will have 1, and group 1 will have 2 sets. So if we look at A, we know that this has two sets of parallel lines. This line is equal distance to this line, and they will never cross each other no matter how far they go. This line and this line is equal distance from each other, and no matter how far they go up or down, they will never cross each other. So this shape has two. An example of a shape that has one parallel set is this shape, H. If you notice that this shape, or this line and this line, are equal distance from each other, okay? No matter how far they go out, they will never cross each other. But let's look at the other set of lines, okay? If you notice this, if this continues to go up and up and up, and this one continues to go up and up and up, what happens? They cross each other, and parallel lines are not allowed to cross each other. So this shape only has one set of parallel lines. Okay? Now let's look at group 3. Now we talked about how group 3 will have 0. Okay? So this is why it has 0. If you take this shape, and then you take this line and this line, when it goes further out, they cross each other right here. This means that this line and this line are not parallel. Okay? So then let's look at this line. This line goes out, this line goes out, they cross each other. This means this shape has 0 parallel lines because both sets crossed each other. So what you are going to do now is you are going to take the rest of your shapes and you are going to match it up to the 3 that has been given to you. You need to remember that group 1 has 2 sets of parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that run the same distance from each other. They will never be able to cross, no matter how far they go out. Okay? Group 2 has 1 set of parallel lines. They'll never cross, but the other set does cross. And then group 3 has 0 parallel lines. This means both sets of lines will cross. Okay? So if we go down here, let's pull some shapes real quick and just review. Okay. Okay, so let's look at this one. Shape D. Now, if we look at the lines, we need to figure out if both sets are parallel. Well, this line and this line run equal distance from each other and will never cross. Okay? So we have one set so far, but we need to look at the other set. Are they running the same distance from each other? Well, if we draw the lines out, did they cross? Yes. So we know that this shape has one set of parallel lines. So we know it's going to go with group 2. Okay. Let's look at this shape. This shape's pretty easy. These are equal distance from each other, and we know if we go out with these lines, they will never cross. So it has one set so far. Then if we look at the other lines, we know that they are equal distance, and if we draw them out, they'll never cross each other. So this means this shape has 2 sets of parallel lines. So we're going to put it in group 1. Let's look at one more. Okay? So we look at B. Are these lines equal distance from each other? It doesn't look like it, does it? And if you draw it out further, the lines cross. So we know that this set is not parallel, but we need to look at this set. Okay? Does it look like they're equal distance? I'll let you decide. But if I sit here and I draw this line straight out, okay, yep, I have to go a little bit further, and then I draw this line, eventually it does end up crossing. And because it crosses and this one crosses, this means it has 0 parallel lines. Okay? You will then take your new ones and you'll put them in your groups. L, D, B. I will let you finish sorting the rest of your shapes.